Who here thinks they're overweight? Alright, in 2010, statistics say 60% of Americans are overweight. Out of that 60%, over 300,000 people die from excessive amount of weight a year. Today, using my resources and my experience as a manager of a nutritional store, and my credible sources of AmericanHeartAssociation.org, EndowmentandMed.org, and ObesityInAmerica.org, I'm going to tell you what qualifies you as being overweight, 3 major health risks that come with being overweight, and 3 physical and mental, it kind of sounds the same, but 3 physical and mental disability kind of things that come with being overweight. You'll see the difference when I get started. First, we're going to start off with what determines you as overweight. Body mass index is BMI. Basically, you can go online and go to BMI.com. You either get a chart or a calculator. I'm going to show you how to kind of use the calculator and chart. Basically, all you do, it's going to go off height and weight ratio. You find your height, you find your weight, and it's going to give you a number. Off that number will determine if you're underweight, normal weight, or overweight. Okay, American Heart Association has overweight as a BMI of 25 and 29.9, which is more about 20% over your supposed healthy weight. Now in the calculator, I did it for myself. I typed in 6 foot, 175 pounds, put me at 23.7, which at BMI of 23.7 put me at normal weight. Of course, thank you. Now, I'm going to go to, once you determine what you're, if you're overweight or not, then you're going to, once you determine if you're overweight, I'm going to explain the 3 major health risks of excessive amount of weight. Number 1 is diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, 60% of people who are overweight according to obesity.org. Now the problem with diabetes is it stops the production of insulin. Insulin breaks down your glucose levels, and when the glucose builds up, it blocks your arteries and your heart and blood flow. That's why a lot of people get numb feet, because you're not getting the blood flow to your feet, so you can't walk as well. Number 2, American Heart Association has high blood pressure at 80% of Americans who are overweight. High blood pressure is the leading cause of stroke and of death of overweight people, because it puts pressure on your arteries and it actually can block you from your heart beating and pumping the blood. Number 3 is high cholesterol. I have an example of what high cholesterol does. It builds up a plaque. Builds plaque up in your arteries. Here's my example right here. Here's a healthy one. Here's one with high cholesterol. That also gives you a high risk of heart disease, is what makes cholesterol so dangerous, because it builds up and blocks the flow of blood, just like everything else. Now, those are the 3 major health risks. Now I'm going to tell you about physical and mental complications that you can get from being overweight. One of them is sleep apnea. Most people don't know they have sleep apnea. It actually takes someone else to tell you that, because it happens while you're asleep, but it's actually the blockage of oxygen flowing into your body, which means you can get brain damage. But the most dangerous part about sleep apnea is called the doorway, because it actually brings complications of type 2 diabetes. It brings in high cholesterol, and it can cause high blood pressure because you're not getting the right oxygen flow into your body. Second thing with physical is your joints. Of course, when you have a lot of weight on, you have gravity pushing down on your joints. Well, the problem with that is you can destroy the cartilage in your knees. So joints gives you joint pain, which is why I have, of course, can lead to more weight gain. Because if you're in physical pain, you're not going to go running a lot. And you're not going to want to walk 10 miles and move a lot. So joint pain, to me, is going to cause you to gain more weight, because no one wants to put themselves into a physical pain for no reason. And the third, of course, is mental. Mental is because there was a study, 9,000 adults found that mood and anxiety disorders include depression with more than 25% of people who are overweight compared to non-overweight people. Dr. Wayne Fenton, and I quote, "The results suggest that the culture stereotype of the jolly fat person is more a figment of imagination than a reality." Because people who are overweight are more depressed, more self-conscious, which again leads to more weight gain because they actually can develop eating disorders, and it's like a comfort zone and a comfort food. So they can develop more like a single mindset, like they stay to themselves more and they're not as outgoing. So basically what I covered today was how to determine if you're overweight, 3 major health risks of being overweight, and physical and mental complications that can come of it. Basically, I don't want y'all thinking, oh my God, I'm fat today and I'm going to die. That's not what I want y'all to think. I just want y'all to try to live a healthier lifestyle, even if it's as simply as grabbing an orange or an apple instead of an El Submarino, which is Spanish for Twinkie.